If you have been looking for a workout that only takes 30 minutes up of your time, but gives you a lot of bang for your buck, and it includes a kettlebell, you've come to the right place. Grüezi miteinander, Gregory von Lebe Stark here. Before we get started, I have a free 30-day kettlebell challenge for you. Check the first link in the description. Kettlebells are powerful tools when it comes to building quality muscle, building quality cardiovascular endurance, combating your back pain, and getting a lot done in a very short amount of time. It's perfectly suited for people who have a lot of responsibilities but still want to take care of their fitness. For this reason, I've compiled a powerful kettlebell workout that only lasts 30 minutes. The workouts that we do are split into two parts. In the first part, we take care of muscle and strength, and in the second part, we take care of endurance. We call it hybrid endurance because when you train with the kettlebell in a proper way, it builds a specific kind of endurance that is unique to kettlebell training. So let's check out the workout protocol from the muscle and strength phase. We have 4 exercises that we do for 5 reps each. We want to do all exercises consecutively with as little rest as possible in between the exercises. Once we have done all 4 exercises, we have 1 set. You set the timer for 6 minutes. We do as many sets as possible in these 6 minutes. After these 6 minutes are done, we have 1 round and we do 2 rounds. The first exercise is the single hand deadlift. You grab the kettlebell in a hinge, straight back, stand up until the kettlebell is at hip level, and then you drop it back down. Make sure you keep your back, or your spine rather, straight. The second exercise is a power clean. We have the same starting position like in a deadlift. I make sure I have a straight back, I hinge, I grab the weight, and then I'll pull the kettlebell up, and then I rack it on my hips, and then I drop it back down on the floor. Exercise number 3 is the press, a fundamental exercise. When it comes to kettlebell training, you'll be pressing a lot. It's also aerodynamically perfect because we have racked the kettlebell, we're now ready to press it, we have the elbow close to the body, and then we press the kettlebell overhead. Now if you watch me, the way I do it is I do a little bit of a side press. So I shift my body weight a little bit to the right or to the left, respectively, and then I press the weight overhead to make sure I'm pressing inside my center of mass. And finally, we have the snatch, the king of the kettlebell exercises. Hard to do, but gives you a lot of bang for your buck. Again, we start in a perfect position because after the press, we already are in a top fixation. Then we drop the kettlebell between our legs in a backswing, and then we swing the weight back up. One important cue, when the elbow bends, the power ends. So on the way up, when you swing the kettlebell up, make sure your arm is straight. Now let's check out the exercises from the hybrid endurance phase. It's a circuit method. We have 3 exercises that we do for 2 minutes each. Again, we do all 3 exercises consecutively with as little rest as possible in between. So we have 6 minutes of total work. This is 1 round and we want to do 2 rounds. Exercise number 1 is a hand-to-hand swing. And now you see the difference between Angie and me, where we do different types of hand-to-hand swings. Angie is doing a hybrid type of swing, where she's using more strength from her hips and more explosiveness, but also she wants to make sure that she can continually work. In my case, I have a 28 kg, so that's pretty heavyweight, so I'm using a kind of a kettlebell sports swing, where I want to conserve my energy because I want to be able to swing for 2 minutes straight. Exercise number 2 is the lateral lunge. I pick the bell up, but keep it in that bottom position, and then I shift my body weight to my right or to my left leg respectively. And as I do this, I step and then I want to do a squat. So I'm hinging and I'm bending the knees, and then I come back into my center, and then I'm switching sides. And while I do this, I always want to shift the kettlebell towards my right or to my left side so I can get more work done. And the final exercise, one of my favorites, is the jerk. Different than the press. So I have the kettlebell racked again in the rack position, but now I'm not using my upper body strength, but I'm using explosive power from my legs, so-called leg drive, to catapult the weight overhead. And as I do it, as the kettlebell goes overhead and lands in the top fixation, I drop down into the so-called second dip to decrease the distance that the kettlebell has to travel. Once I've done this, I rack the kettlebell back down into the rack position, and then I start again. Finally, we have one of my favorite finishers, the farmer's life. So we start in a suitcase walk, which is a great tool against back pain. Then once we have finished the distance, we clean the weight up and then we walk in a rack walk. Now my whole core has to be activated in order for me to be able to walk without bending over or dropping the kettlebell in front of me. Once I've covered the distance as well, I press the weight overhead and I finish the walk in a so-called waiter's walk with the weight overhead. Now my shoulder has to do a lot of stabilization. And once I've done this, I want to dismantle the exercise back down into the suitcase position, and then I'm switching sides. What I love about kettlebells is that we combine all the important aspects of physical qualities and human performance at once. I don't have to do some muscle building exercises, then do something against my back pain, and then finalize my workout on a stair climber with my cardio. No, I can do everything all at once. Like I'm saying so many times on this channel, you get a lot of bang for your buck. Here's the next thing that you have to do. You have to like the video, consider subscribing, share with a friend, and if you made it this far, consider joining the House of Stock and become a Lebe Stock member. New kettlebell workouts on a weekly basis, skill courses, Facebook group. It's everything that you've dreamed of when it comes to a proper kettlebell membership. We call it the Netflix of kettlebells, and you can get started for only $1. So sign up right now.